Hello everybody and welcome back to the Film Feast, where we're still talking about old news. Fucking deal with it. On this episode of the Film Feast Ketchup Edition, we're going to be talking about a story that I didn't see coming at all. I'm going to take a guess that most of you know what the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are. If you were a child of the late 80s such as myself, or a 90s kid, you probably watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Or maybe you had a sibling who watched it, or a friend, or just a neighbor kid who would run outside pretending that his stick was a big sword and then combine them with other sticks, thinking that they would make a big stick weapon. And your pet dog was a Zord, and when that pet dog would combine with another pet dog from around the neighborhood, oh wait, no. Those dogs were just humping. But getting to the point, it looks like the nostalgia train is rolling back through town. And what is it bringing us? It's bringing us the story of this episode. Originally, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was Kyoryu Sentai Zeo Ranger, and the main person responsible for Americanizing that series, Haim Saban, released a press statement recently that he and Lionsgate are teaming up to reboot Mighty Morphin Power Rangers into a movie. I know what you're thinking. They already made a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, and it was awesome. It had skydiving and then rollerblading, and it was all that to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. And yes, while that is all very well and good in 90s, I don't think this is going to be anything like that. But let's have fun and speculate for a minute, shall we? First off, why do this? I don't think Power Rangers has quite lost its relevancy just yet. And now, one has to ask, why Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? The people who watched that show are all grown up now. Consider for a moment that we are on the nostalgia train, and that the rules that applied in the outside world simply don't apply here. Yes, this reboot is definitely still going to be marketed towards kids, because I think kids are the main demographic that are keeping Power Rangers alive. Maybe Saban thinks that keeping it Mighty Morphin might bring back people who watched the show when they were kids to try and regain some of that childhood wonder. And that, my friends, is the very conceit of the nostalgia train. It stops, opens its doors with a warm, glowing light, and you walk in thinking, oh yes, this is wonderful, so eager to rediscover that awesome stuff that you were around when you were kids, like, you know, the BK Kids Club. Oh my god, what was that? Oh my god, that's so cool! And then the train takes off forever into oblivion, and you are but a mere puppet to all of its games. Okay, sorry about that. That was a little dark. But I want to talk about this seriously for a second. I do think that this could be a potential moneymaker. Power Rangers is still a series, a very long-running series that is pulling from generation after generation of Sentai series. And I was actually kind of waiting for them to move over the Sentai series where they were all pirates. That was a badass show. So imagine they reboot it and the movie is like a gritty action flick. That could be kind of awesome, right? And as much of me would actually enjoy seeing that movie, I don't think that's how it's gonna go down. I think that they're going to try and keep the same spirit of the original show, but without all the cheap, kitschy looking 90s elements like Angel Grove and, you know, oh, let's help the community and also save the world. But imagine a Power Rangers movie with an actual budget. The last time we had that, we got a skydiving sequence and giant CGI robots fighting each other in the streets, and then in space! Now that I think back to it, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, was trying to be kind of Gundam-y, and that's pretty badass. So yeah, just do that. And maybe throw in some kaiju and some decently written villains, and you've got a movie! I'm not a frequent passenger of the nostalgia train, so I say feh to Zordon, and feh to Alpha, and feh to Jason and Trini and Kimberly and Billy and Zach and Tommy. That's right, Tommy was a punk, but the Green Ranger, that's different. That's a different thing. Green Ranger was just straight up badass. I'm getting off topic again. What do you guys think about this news? Do you want the original cast members to be rebooted as well, or do you just want new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? I still want the Pirate Rangers. That's what I want, but that's just me. Hopefully Lionsgate can make this project a success. I think that the fact that Lionsgate is doing it is the only thing that's making this a legit business deal. Any other way, I'd just be like, oh, this is Saban being like, I want to bring the Power Rangers back, you guys. I think it's a good idea. Here's hoping, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a lot of stake in this whole thing. I think it's kind of cool, but I can't have hope in it because I'm 25 years old. I have bigger things to worry about than a Power Rangers reboot. I just figured I'd report this because it's a cool thing to talk about. But anyway, discuss the possible Power Rangers reboot down below in the comments section, and I will be vocal in that. I'll discuss that. I kind of remember Power Rangers. I watched some of the more memorable episodes in my early college days, so it's still kind of there in the back of my head. I remember some things. Join me for the next episode of the Film Feast, where I will be talking about more old news, but I'll be discussing Roberto Orci directing Star Trek III and why that's a bad thing. Today I will be reviewing the brand new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. You don't have to be a usual viewer of this channel to know that Guardians of the Galaxy is probably my most anticipated movie of 2014. And ever since the first trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy came out, my excitement has been tempered. Every little bit of information or little clips here and there or concept art that has come out about the movie, I've just been like, oh yeah, that's really cool, waiting on the movie. So let's halt right there for a second and break down this list. For starters, I will not be speculating about who each of these actors will be playing because I think that that's pointless, and I want to talk about what each actor will be bringing to the film. I think that's the more important conversation here. So let's begin with Domhnall Gleeson, who I think has an incredible amount of range. If you've seen About Time, you know that he has a boyish charm, but also pretty decent comedic timing. And just recently I saw him in a movie called Calvary, where he just had a few scenes, a small character.